Never overlook the power of simplicity. My friends, this is one of those days where everything is up. The Q's is about flat, but the NASDAQ, that is the NASDAQ 100, the S&P 500 is up just a little less than 0.5%. And of course, as we look at things as they have been ticking up over the last several weeks, going into the fifth week, into the election, things just keep on rising. They just keep getting higher and higher and higher and higher. Now we look at the volume. It has been decreasing since, well, we had the maximum volume as of late was on that week, September the 16th. Then we saw things drop beginning the week September the 23rd. Average volume 2 weeks ago, last week below average. This week, as of Wednesday, it's about where it ought to be to hit the average, but you can tell that the average volume has been decreasing as the market's been getting higher. We look at the latest 2-day chart, which represents Tuesday and Wednesday. It's not average volume, but again, we look at the high on the Friday, Monday, and of course, we see that was 585.27, 584.90, so we've not hit that high for Tuesday, Wednesday. We can see on Monday afternoon where things bumped up to the high for the week and down since then, again, up 0.43% for the day. But again, we're in an election year. Party in charge is going to do everything they can to keep the market up, and they are doing so. NASDAQ 100 just about flat for the day, 0.01%. So 1/100th of a percent, just barely up. We can see where things trending down mostly for the last 2 days, still above the weekly trend line on the half day and the 2-day. 2 days of spinning top, not quite average volume there, not hitting the high it hit before on the Friday, Monday, and of course that was on Monday. You can see where it popped up Monday afternoon like the S&P. Got a little ways to go before it hits the high of highs on the NASDAQ, unlike the S&P, which has moved even higher. The NASDAQ dropped even lower. We traded that down quite nicely and then popped up for 3 weeks, down 2 weeks, and then for the last 5 weeks has been moving up. So that is where we are on stocks. We go to bonds. I've had a nice little downplay in bonds that may be ending. We see now this is interesting. You look at the half day, look how it moved right up, then dropped over in the afternoon, staying just below that weekly trend line. Pay attention tomorrow if you're still in that down trade as to what is going to happen. Is there going to be enough energy to push through, or is it going to break back down? Don't know. We'll wait, watch, and see, but we have had a nice move already. We're playing with the market's money at this point in our practice trade. Now, let's look at where we are with gold. Gold up today. In fact, gold popped up last Thursday, then on Friday, sideways there on Monday, and then popping up these last 2 days, really up in the morning, pulling back a little in the afternoon on Wednesday, ended up just 0.5%. Again, we look at the prior high in gold, 274.37, and then we look at where we are this week, 248. Now let's make sure we got that right. 247.37 and then 248.09. So we have pushed higher in gold as we've gone throughout the course of this week. As far as our volume goes, we're through Wednesday. If things just keep progressing at about the same volume for the rest of the week, we should hit the average, but you can see the average is going down. So we will keep an eye on that. After the spinning top last week, we'll see just where gold is going to go. Keep thinking gold might be reaching a top, but it's pushed up a little bit higher. It did that when? It did that in the morning on Wednesday and then pulled back some in the afternoon, but it did kick it up another notch. What about Bitcoin? Up 1.19%. Bitcoin since Friday has just been stroking it up. And again, quite nice. Now we look at the high on Tuesday, and that was Tuesday morning, 77. Then 76.30, 77.35, ended the day, well, I'm sorry, the high in the afternoon, 77.09, ended the day, 76.73. So again, our high was hit so far this week at 77.35 in the morning on Wednesday. So again, Bitcoin just continuing with some energy, pushing itself up. It's got a long way to go before it hits that prior high all the way back on the 13th of March. But again, it's been doing it in sort of shutters. Now, as we've talked about before, Bitcoin had been trending down. As we look at it now, it is interesting. Let's run a line here. Let's do array. Let's attach it here. Let's hit that other top. And you can see, how Bitcoin it moved up and then down, then up, then down. And now it appears to be trying to press through because it was just continuing to trend down. It was hitting lower highs is what it was doing, but it's trying to push through. So we will pay attention as to where it is now and where it might be going. I don't want to confuse our charts with too many blue lines. That is where we are. We always love to hear from you folks. You have questions, problems, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to us. I hope that you are enjoying your practice trades. You're watching this market, learning by doing each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes. That's all we ask. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.